Turn to Kara Swisher. She's the executive editor of Recode. She interviewed Mark Zuckerberg last night. Kara, good morning. It's good to have you with us.
Thanks a lot.
What were your impressions? You talked to Mark Zuckerberg. He apologized in his interview with you. Were his answers sufficient? Has he done enough to quiet this storm?
No, I don't think so. I think it's just the beginning. It's going to be a very long road for him. It's been a tough year for users of Facebook, at least, and for the company, because they've never been subject to this much criticism, and they really do deserve the criticism they're getting. And so I think this is the beginning of it. He's going to have to appear before Congress. There are European regulators. There's all kinds of questions about what happened, and then what are they going to do about it.
They did talk about some of the steps. He talked about some steps he was taking. When I was listening, I thought, wow, okay, it sounds like they're doing something. You're the techie. You know the inside. Is he doing enough at this point?
You know, at one point when he was talking in the television interview, he's like, well, yeah, things happen. And it's sort of like he owns the restaurant. He owns the building. He should know what's going on in it. And so he's not just a passerby, and he is responsible for the platform. And I think that's what everybody has to keep in mind. Facebook did not do enough to monitor what these third-party developers were doing with their data. They gave it away to them, and then they let them do whatever they wanted with it, and they didn't monitor it.
And that leads right to my next question, because part of what they're saying is, all right, we're going to look back and try to track down where this data that was in fact stolen, where it might be now, which I was saying to Hoda this morning, that's like losing 20 bucks at Grand Central and going back and trying to find it. And by the way, you lost the 20 bucks 4 years ago.
Yeah, it wasn't stolen. It was given. Let's keep that in mind. These are given to third-party developers, and it was done way back in 2007, which allowed Facebook's platform to grow. They had all these app developers, and they wanted them on the platform to create excitement and things going on the site, a social network, essentially. And so what they did is they gave them this big candy trove of data to come in, and now they shut it down a couple of years ago, but the die was cast back in 2007 with these practices.
The question comes, should Mark Zuckerberg testify before Congress? He was a little cagey, I thought, when you asked him that question.
Yeah.
What do you think is going to happen there?
Well, what he said is he was open to it, and I said, is that a yes or a no?
Yeah.
And he says, well, if I'm the right person. Well, he's the CEO of the company. He's the right person. You know, I think he knows he has to go, and he's got to go before Congress, and he's got to go many times, and it's not just here, it's in other countries, too. I don't know if he'll appear in Europe, but they're certainly interested in him. I think he's going to have to appear a lot of places and talk about this quite a bit.
Kara Swisher, executive editor of Recode, who sat down with Mark Zuckerberg yesterday. Thanks for being here and sharing your views. We appreciate it.
Thanks a lot.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.